the lesson.
Oh yeah.
Now you mentioned grime.
Hard.
That's something that's a huge influence.
Very
on you.
much so, man.
So I guess tell us when, the grime influence came in and
Yeah.
how that sort of involved into your style.
For sure. So about 2006, I think I randomly stumbled across a CD at 78 Records in Perth. And there was this word on it, grime and dubstep, which, I hadn't seen that. I was like, what's this? Bought the CD, copped it, listened to it. As soon as I heard the flows on it, lost my mind. For me, it broke the tradition of the downbeat, 4-bar, 95 BPM. I was hearing dudes go over 140. Lost the plot. So as soon as I heard that, backtrack, dived in, soaked up the culture, was listening to grime in and out. And for me, the attraction was the way they played with flows and still delivered punchlines. So hip hop, obviously, everything's got its space and it flows and cruise. Grime is like, like. So that was major. So I followed that and was very lucky to, last year, went on a mad holiday overseas to the UK, and through a series of insanely random freestyle events, managed to work my way through the scene, freestyling different people, and ended up hosting a show at Mode FM with Juslo from Sydney, and shut it down on radio. Had dudes calling up going, man, who's this Aussie boy slaying it? That same day, I got to go to BBC Radio 1 headquarters in England and actually got to meet Charlie Sloth and hang out in Tim Westwood's studio as well. Insane.
Yeah,
Power
that's
freestyle,
great.
baby. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So when exactly was that?
This was in, so from September to October last year. Actually just went across on a holiday, went to Norway because I'm half Norwegian. So I got to link up with family, which was wicked. But on that same holiday, so September, October, I went to an open mic freestyle event in Oslo. Second day, I touched down in the city. And it was hilarious. The best yarn is, saw this like power pylon or whatever on the street. I had a poster on it and it goes, nobody freestyles anymore. On the poster, as soon as I saw that, I was like, you picked the wrong person. Like, saw this poster, nobody freestyles anymore. And then I had this big blurb under it. There's a whole trend in like Europe of dudes just rapping over, like rather than doing their live set over a straight intro, they'll do a live set over the like vocal track. So then like they'll just drop out and let their vocal track do the ad libs. So this dude wrote this big rant like, this sucks. It's like watering down hip hop. Nobody freestyles anymore. And he just had his Instagram hashtag, saw it, sent him a message immediately. I was like, yo, I'm a MC from Australia. I'm here. Freestyle's my thing. And he messaged back in like 20 seconds. He's like, yo, you picked the best day. Open mic night's on tonight. So I rolled down there, got down, met the homie. He's actually a Puerto Rican rapper. Absolute boss, man. And linked up and got on stage there, invited me up, did a few back-to-backs with crew, and then did the freestyle thing when I ran through the crowd and picking up objects. Dudes were losing it. All these Norwegian guys like, yeah, this is so good. Like, just going mental. And then these guys hit me up and they're like, yo, you got to come on this podcast we're doing. So went, did an interview with them, the Skada podcast, that was killer, Zawadi and Hemon. And then got to, from that, did the podcast. Some dude listening to the podcast called up. He's like, yeah, we have to get this dude on radio. And he hit me up and I fucking got to freestyle on the Norwegian hip hop show a la last night. And so that was wild, man. I was like, fuck, I've only been in this country for 2 days. I got to do that on their top like hip hop show. And so they did the freestyle thing there. Dudes weren't calling in as much as I would have liked. Unfortunately, I couldn't understand the language, but it got insane, man.
And then off the back of that, you went into BBC Studios?
Yeah, so what happened there was that radio show was wild. Got a bit of rep in Norway for that. And then a separate part of the holiday, I went to England and was cruising around. And I remember my uncle had done a bit of work with BBC. And so he knew a few people there. And he goes, look, nephew's in town, mad freestyler, whatever. Sent a few videos through and they go, oh, whoa, this dude's all right. One of the staff members goes, look, I can actually give him a tour. And I was like, man, it's surreal. That doesn't happen to the public. It's like, fuck, man, this is like dreams come true. So I rocked up at the studio, got a tour, got to cruise through BBC One Extra. Charlie Sloth, the OG, those who know the thing. Fire in the Booth was in his studio. Got to roll through and meet him. Had a big yarn about grime and everything. Surreal got to stand in Tim Westwood's studio chatting. And I was walking on holy ground, man. That's like my biggest influence is Tim Westwood and Charlie Sloth's like video series, you know. And so did that. Got a photo with the main man, Charlie. Left the studio. Photo was up on Facebook. Cop a message immediately from Juslo. He's a mad grime DJ from Sydney. And he goes, bro, you're in like UK, come through and jump on the set tonight. So I was like, oh yeah, had 10% battery left on the phone in the middle of London. It's like 9 p.m. at night. I was like, where's the show? And he goes, bro, it's in Essex. Little did I know Essex is so rough. It's amazing. So I had like 8%. I was like, man, I'm going to get there. He's like, dude, it's an hour and a half out of like London on the overland train. I was like, bro, I have to do this. This is like dream time. Scribbled the address down on a fucking napkin, 8 Mile boys. And then hopped on the train, got out there. As soon as I hop off the train, man, it was the proper bits. It was the proper ghetto. You had like roadman and shit, like, oi fam, you got smoke for me, blood. Like walking through this council estate, dodgy ass, like pitch black, get to this like tiny little studio. You can just hear grime faintly in the distance. I was like, this has to be it. No battery. If my phone dies, nobody knows where I am. It's the enemy, mate. Knock on this door, like stand there for 10 minutes. Door doesn't open. I was like, fuck. Door finally opens. Just all this weed smoke just comes out. And this like dude standing there with a bucket hat going, what's going on, brother? I was like, never been so happy to hear an Aussie voice. So roll in the studio. Grime's just popping off. Get upstairs. Juslo's there. Get on the mic, introduces me, and he's like, yo, this is Spooky's studio. So Grime heads know Spooky's a legendary producer. I was like, man, the same day, stood in fucking Tim Westwood's studio, met Charlie Sloth. I'm in Spooky's studio, made some of the most classic grime instrumentals of all time. I'm now rapping on air in his studio, Garage Radio in London. High as a motherfucker, might I add, which is all the better. And that for me, man, was pinnacle. And that's the power of freestyle to meet so many people and get through, and then ended up in a position like that from a small spark, which was, hey, look, Uncle knows this person, link up there. But it was the power of the videos of me doing the thing at festivals, and just off the top, I think people had a lot of respect for that, because over there, it's got quite a written culture. So guys are like, man, this guy's from Australia is rapping about what I'm wearing. I was just rapped my way through and then ended up on the radio, man, which is wild. 2 countries on a holiday. It's not bad, mate. Yeah. For a dude from sunny Perth, West Australia, man, to cruise through there, I think that's actually a world first from dudes from Perth.
That's crazy, man. So you'll be going back?
Yeah, hard. And I got to link up with a few other MCs where I was over there. I got to chat with P Money, who's a top shelf grime MC. Been lucky to support DEE, who's again another legendary grime MC. And I do a lot of work with the club nights in Perth, like the major club nights. So I've been very lucky to MC for some of the largest names in dubstep, That's It, Excision, and major names in drum and bass as well, which I'm actually doing a show on Friday. It's going to be monstrous. Jaguar Skills, Matrix and Futurebound, Spore. So seemingly every weekend, man, like I'm playing like 3 shows a week, be it freestyling with a live jazz band, or freestyling with a DJ, or freestyling with homies over hip hop, ciphering. It's insane, man. Like freestyle is my life now. It's crazy.
The lesson. 927. Oh yeah.